I'm just always staggered every time I work on a new oratorio of Handel. He never ceases to amaze me. Yes, the original ending, as Handel conceived it, was with Rest Eternal, Sweet Repose. It was the chorus that ended there, and dramatically a much better ending. But, convention of the time, you can't end sadly. You must end with a bit of rejoicing. So in 1742, he added probably one of the most famous arias of all time, Let the Bright Seraphim, that goes into the concluding chorus. Fun enough, and a really nice thing for my wife and I, is my daughter had this as the piece that she came out to at her wedding, which was the end of last year. Great piece, wonderfully celebratory, and okay, Handel, preferred. Would have preferred his original ending because it's dramatically better. But of course, if he hadn't added this fantastic aria and that wonderful chorus, then we'd be denied some actually wonderful music. Of course, when everybody hears Let the Bright Seraphim in concert performance today, they'll hear it with a da capo, so it has an A, B, and goes back to the A section at the end. That's not how Handel conceived it. And funny enough, Chrysander himself, obviously, when he was editing it in the 19th century, was slightly perplexed by it. But since Chrysander's edition in the 19th century, a manuscript was found in a library, and I believe it was Cambridge in England at the Fitzwilliam, that this manuscript was found of 4 bars. I've got it here in my own sort of manuscript writing. 4 bars, taking over the words of Let the Bright Seraphim. It's 4 bars of chorus that takes us into the final chorus, Let their celestial concerts all unite. So that's actually how you're going to hear it in this performance, and it works very, very well. So here we are, this wonderful aria. Jubilant aria. We've had the despair of the oratorio and the gloom at the end of it, but I suppose, it's uplifting to feel that, Samson's actions, obviously there should be some rejoicing about them. Again, Handel's use of having the voice totally unaccompanied. It's quite interesting. He uses it at the beginning in total eclipse, and now brings it back here in an aria of total rejoicing. So instead of having the trumpet accompanying the voice, we have the arpeggios in the orchestra, just in D major. Simple ideas in Baroque music, of the nature when the phrase goes up, there should be a natural crescendo. When it comes down, there should be a small diminuendo. These are natural devices that we, I think, in modern performance need to exaggerate and just show the architecture that's possible in the music. This is wonderful. I love this, just for the trumpet. It's a real military call, typical. I love this just conversation between the singer and the trumpet. It's a very simple device, terribly, terribly effective. I love it with natural trumpets, all done by the lip. There's no valves to help them, and they get all these fantastic semiquavers, 16th notes out. I'm always full of admiration for them. Now, this is an interesting thing. When people do B sections of arias such as this, they often slow the tempo right down. It was a convention that happened sort of through the 19th century, early 20th century, And there's no need to, in my opinion. You can, as long as you feel the relaxing nature of the piece and you don't make the tempo pressurized, then it can still convey a sort of relaxing feel without having to go so much slower. So just this little quick 3-bar play out that takes us into this bit of manuscript, taking over exactly the same words as the A section. Perfect, simple. And now the final chorus. Total ebullience. And his way he uses the oboes to give almost a sort of trumpet-like pattern, just accompany the voices. Again, Handel is always brilliant at the way he uses his orchestration, bringing in the big sound when he needs it. Here we go. The basses have this overdrive. I love it. I always find this like, changing gears in a car. It's the way these energized patterns work, step by step, building. Now the trick with Handel choruses, in my opinion, is the way we use the dynamics. We don't, this is a chorus of rejoicing. We don't just have the chorus singing loud the whole time. There has to be, we put in dynamics to actually allow the music to build somewhere. The trumpets at this sort of point, they don't need to be blazoning. They're just an accompaniment to the choral sound, a color on the sound. When they do need to be dramatic, they will be. Unaccompanied choir. Bouncing along, then big impact. So overdo, I love to exaggerate those sort of motifs. And as so often he does it in the Amen chorus and numerous things, he makes the basses take over. Dance motif, those two voices, two trumpets answering them. Now maybe the beginning of the final sort of flurry. But no, it's Handel, not quite. We're back to that duet again. He wants another say with the duets. And now a flourish. Interesting here, Handel finished this on the 29th of November, 1741, but he revised the finale to end with that aria and chorus on the 12th of October, 1742. So almost a year later, he just revised that to give a happy, joyful ending. And, without that revision, we would have been bereft of a fantastic aria and a really ebullient chorus.